morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. So, I'm Arne Lapis Jr., your reporter for today. So, my report is all about the modernization theory and the market integrity. So, I will ask you this question and I want you to answer this question further for my discussion. So, my question is, what is the status or what is the rank of the Philippines in terms of modernization, or what will be called the status in the Philippines in term of the modernization? So, my topic is covered by the following topic. So let us proceed to my PowerPoint. So this is my PowerPoint. So my topic is covered by modernization theory, the modern world system, international finance institution, or the IMF and World Bank. So modernization theory, one of the two main explanations for global satisfaction is the modernization theory. This theory frames global satisfaction as a function of a technological and cultural difference between nations. So the globalization theory aims, or they are the two to explain the global satisfaction of the world. It is specialized pinpoint to historical events that contribute to Western European development at a faster rate than much of the rest of the world. The first event is known as the Columbian Exchange. This refers to the spread of goods, technology, education, and disease between the American and European after Christopher Columbus' so-called discovery of the Americans. So this exchange worked out well for the European country. It gained cultural staples like potatoes and tomatoes, which contribute to population growth and provide new opportunity for trade, while also strengthening the power of the merchant class. The second historical event is the Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th century. This when new technology like steam power and mechanization allow country to replace human labor with machine and increase productivity. The Industrial Revolution at the first only benefited the wealthy in Western countries. Industrial technology was very productive that is gradually began to improve standard of living for everyone. Modernization theory based on the idea that affluence should be attained by anyone. But why did the Industrial Revolution not take hold everywhere? Modernization theory urged that the tension between tradition and technological change is the biggest barrier to growth. A society that is more steeped in family system and traditional may be less willing to adopt new technologies and the new society system that often accompanied them. According to American economists or si Walt Roster, there are 4 stages of modernization. So, according to American economist Walt Rostow, modernization in the West took place as I always tend in 4 stages. First is the traditional stage. So, this refers to the society that are structured around small local communities with product typically being done in family systems. Because their society have limited resources and technology, most of their time is spent on laboring to produce goods while creating a strict social territory. But as a people begin to move beyond doing what has always been done, society moves to second stage, the take-off stage. People begin to use their individual talent to produce things beyond the necessity. This innovation creates new market forces. Next is the national beginning that Rostow calls the drive to technological maturity, in which technological growth of the earlier period begin to bear fruit in the form of population growth, reduction in absolute poverty level, and more diverse job opportunities. The last stage is known as high mass consumption. It is when your country is big enough that production becomes more about want than need. Many of these countries put social support system in place to ensure that all of their citizens have access to basic benefits. So, modernization theory is generally urged that if you invest capital, it's better technology. They will eventually raise production enough that there will be more wealth to do around, and overall well-being will go up. Furthermore, rich country can help other countries that are still growing by exporting their technologies and things like agricultural machinery, information technology, as well as provide the foreign aid. So the modern world system. This history of colonialism spread American sociologists Emmanuel Wallerstein's model of what he called the capitalist world economy. He described high-income national as the core or the world economy. This core is the manufacturing base of the planet where resources funnel into become the technology and wealth enjoyed by the Western world today. The low-income country, he called it periphery. Those natural resources and local support the wealthier country. First as colonies and new by working for multinational corporation under neocolonialism, middle-income countries such as India or Brazil are considered a semi-periphery due to their closer ties to the global economical core. Dependency theory is also very narrowly focused. It points the finger at the capitalist market system as the sole cause of satisfaction, ignoring the role of things like new cultural and political regime play in impoverishing countries. There is also no solution in global poverty that came out of dependency theory. Most dependency theories just urge poor nation to cease all contact with the rich nation or urge for a kind of global socialism. However, their idea did not acknowledge the reality of the modern world economy, which make them not very useful for combating the real press problem of the global poverty. Growth of the global economies and expansion of the world trade have tied with increasing standard of living worldwide, with even the poorest nation almost tripling in the last century. But with increased trade between countries, trade agreements such as the North American Free Trade Agreement or the NAFTA have become a major point of debate, pitting the benefit of free trade against the cost of jobs within a country's borders. Economic systems vary from one society to another, but in any given economy production typically split into three sectors. So the primary sector extracts raw materials from natural environment. Workers like farmers or the miners fit well in the primary sector. So everything that came or the raw materials are the things came from the primary sector. The secondary sector gain the raw materials and transform them in manufactured goods. This means, for example, that someone from the primary sector extract oil from the earth, then someone from the secondary sector find the petroleum to gasoline. So the things are processed or the things that are constructed by the goods are the example of the secondary sector. They are the product that need to be processed. Whereas the tertiary sector involves service rather than goods. It offers service by doing things rather than making things. Those economic system is more complicated or at least more sophisticated than the way things used to be for much of human history. So in tertiary sector, it involves the service that we do. So the international finance institution or the IFI. World economies have been brought closer together by globalization. This reflects in the phrase, with the American economy with the rest of the world catching a hold. But it is important to remember that it is not only the economy of the United States, but also other economies in the world, but have a significant impact on the global market and finance. For instance, the financial crisis experienced by Russia and it affects the global economy. The strength of the more powerful economy brings greater effects on other countries. In the same manner, crises on weaker economies have less effect on other countries. For example, Argentina's serious financial crisis in the late 1990s and early 2000s has a comparatively small impact on the global economy. The Bretton Woods system has 5 key elements. First elements in the expression of currency in terms of gold or gold value to establish a fair value. So the first expression is the currency in terms of gold. Next is another element is the official monetary authority in which country or a central bank or equivalent would agree to exchange its own currency for those of other country at the established exchange rate plus a minus 1% margin. So these elements the rate of the money of the or the rate of the money in other countries. The third element of the Bretton Woods system is establishment of the overture. For this exchange rate, thus the International Monetary Fund was founded. So in these elements or the third element, we can relay of the exchange rate of the International Monetary Fund or the IMF or so this IMF we will discuss the main goal or the something the tells about the International Monetary Fund next topic. Next is eliminating restriction on the currencies of member states in the international trade is the fourth key element. The final elements is the US dollar become the global currency. As you can see, the global currency is the US dollar. So I will ask you, what is the greatest or the most powerful currency in the world, or what we call the currency that have high value of the exchange in terms of the Philippine money? So we know that every year or every every time there are extension of the money of the Philippines. So as you can see, the US dollar are equivalent of 50 or something, the 46 pesos in terms of US dollar. So one dollar of US is equivalent of 46 or 47 pesos. So the question is, what is the most high value of currency in the world? The General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, or the GATT, and the World Trade Organization, or the WTO. According to Pitt, global trade and financial was greatly affected by the Bretton Woods system. One of the systems born out of Bretton Woods was the General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, or yung GATT, that was established in 1947. GATT was a forum for meeting of representatives from 23 member countries. So there are 23 members of the GATT. Its focus on trade goods through multinational trade agreement conducted in many rounds of negotiation. However, it was out of the hurricane round that an agreement was reached to increase the World Trade Organization, or WTO. So the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, IMF, or we call the International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank were founded after the World War II. Their establishment was mainly because of peace advocacy after the war. This institution aimed to help economic stability of the world. Both of them are basically banks, but instead of being started by individuals like regular banks, they were started by countries. Most of the world countries were members of the two institutions. The International Monetary Fund goal was to help countries which were in trouble at the time and who would not obtain money by others. So, International Monetary Fund in case served as the lender or the last resort for country which need financial assistance. The World Bank, in comparison, had a more long-term approach. Its main goal revolved around the eradication of poverty, and it found especially projects that help them reach their goals, especially in poor countries. So the World Bank are the long-term approach. The International Monetary Fund, or the IMF, are the institution want to help the poor country. So that's all, and thank you for your listening.